Then the usual happens. Ethan plucks the poison pill just in time for Grace to snatch the trap entity right before it launches the nuclear weapons. Yay. Naturally, the team gathers around to celebrate, right? Nope. The movie ends with all of them standing far apart in a busy square just nodding and smiling at each other. The only person who goes to Ethan is Grace, but only to give him the entity USB. She then leaves and all of them go their separate way. What the heck? You guys are a team that just saved the world. What's wrong with a group hug? Not even Benji, who's been around since MI3, goes to shake Ethan's hand or something. This is most likely the end of Ethan's story, so why can't they get together like the end of Ghost Protocol or Fallout? I would have loved to see them just being together and having a laugh now that the world is safe again. It doesn't sit right with me that Ethan doesn't get a proper goodbye and ends up alone in his last movie. So now that the story is complete, I can finally criticize Dead Reckoning Part 1 and Final Reckoning as a whole. I'm more than disappointed that Final Reckoning doesn't fix some of Dead Reckoning's issues, most notably Ilsa's death. Ilsa dies in the last movie because Gabriel claims that it will result in him obtaining the key. I never get how that works, and in the end, it doesn't work. Gabriel doesn't get the key, so why must Ilsa die? I was hoping that her death would have more impact in Final Reckoning, or maybe she faked her death all along, which would explain why the entity's plan failed. But no, nothing. She's barely even mentioned in this movie. Another thing I got sick of was how the two movies abused the right on time gimmick. It's way too overused, to the point that it doesn't get you nervous or excited anymore. In Dead Reckoning, Ethan saves Grace by slamming into the train and taking out bad guys with him. It's already unbelievable that he makes it onto the train, but slamming right into the car where Grace is just too unrealistic. Same thing with Final Reckoning. To get the source code, they already have to get coordinates, get to the sub, and save Ethan in an extremely tight window. But they do it again with the entity USB. The right on time thing works in Fallout because it's the climax of the whole movie. Everything builds up to it. When you use it too many times, it just becomes unrealistic and loses its magic.